Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm doing an update. In this video, we're going to cover global macro, some stuff. Try to go quick, but just how we closed out the year, where we see the edges had a lot of energy in the markets today, which was nice. So hopefully that continues. And then I'll just touch on the couple of trades we did this morning. And then I want to talk about our options program. So brand new service. I set that up probably the last month. And this is by far the best service we've done. So every year we try to make things better and improve on things. Before, we never had an options trading course. We built that. We got you guys set up with the prop programs to have access to capital this year. I am going to do a discount on that to start the year, as I know some of you wanted to begin that in January. So if it means taking off $1,000 to help you get started, I'm more than willing to do that. And that's probably enough for this video. Let's just touch on FX first. We had, man, a lot going in. So let's just start with the euro and the dollar. So we've been long dollars, which is core short euro. And a lot of dollar bears came out last week. If the dollar sells off for more than a week, it's all of a sudden the dollar's going to collapse. But every time that's happened, we've just rallied to a lower high. That's what you saw on the weekly. It's what you saw on the daily. We failed at pi today, so I'm not really surprised. So still playing a core short. You can see my average is kind of well below the market because I've taken a lot off, and I haven't really wanted to see how we traded around pi. There's plenty of time to get back on the short side on some decent rallies and like intermediate term bounces. But today, like I signaled a few minutes ago, we sold into this bounce, recover back. A piece I sold earlier in the week, recovered this morning. And then on the other side of that, I'll get heavier on the next several rallies. But the euro, that's dragging. So euro yen, I've been playing on the long side. All right, so this is a long position. Long position. This is dragon long. So this is my average right now on Dragon, which is a little bit heavier than my euro yen long. That's actually well above the market because I've got a really long-term piece from earlier last year, the year up here. But this is smaller relative to my core short in euro cash and then in futures. But we did add back to that today. This has been pretty good flush. I actually played Dragon a little bit heavier. So there's several pairs trades going on. We're short euros, long dollar. Other side of long dollar or short dollar versus the yen. So we've been bullish on the yen. This is one of our highest conviction or just areas that we thought was setting up best for the market to have a big picture move. And so far this week, it's been spot on. I mean, dollar yen's just absolutely got smoked today. So I like staying with that. I actually just bought some more yen futures a few minutes ago and then reshorted, covered a little bit this morning. So I like short dollar yen. We can see that we had several failures at pi. I can show it on our other charts in a second. And this is just in line with this overall trend here. And this is a pretty big weekly, what we call a swing line setup. So the more we take out and close below these lows, then there's a lot of room, I think, for a move back to 106, 107. And so we're going to keep adding to that on what I call the right-hand side of the cycle. So we'll get heavier there. You'll see this average come up. There's plenty of, we've already been making some pretty good money the last 2 weeks there. So as I'm short dollar yen, I'm actually, that puts me long yen, right? So on the other side of that, I'm short cable. Big picture, very light, very light. I was waiting for maybe the Brexit news highs to short more. It's had a pretty good sell-off today. So I'm a little bit short there, and that's on the other side of my short dragon, which is selling pounds versus buying the yen. Sorry, selling the yen and buying the pound. So the idea is that if cable has a big rally, dragon should do well, we take profit there. Also, if the yen does weaken significantly and dollar yen goes against us, then dragon should rally. So we're constantly playing both edges across these pairs, across each other. And the same goes for the euro. If you're heavy short euros and you're long euro yen, well, if you have, like last week, we had this rally and sell up on the dollar. We were making money on the long side of euro yen. I took profits up here. And then as we start to pull back, I start to feed back into this. These are pretty light positions relative to what I was long down here. So I'll probably get a little bit heavier. You'll see us beef this up into pretty close to pi already on the 4 hour. But the dailies, you can see that this is, just made a mess of this. This is the idea here. So there's pretty good edges down, right, down here. So that's where I want to be long a little bit more euro yen. We'll see where that puts the euro, probably an opportunity to cover some more shorts. It's a pretty good day trade day in FX. If I switch over to global macro, look at the other charts. On my point there of dollar yen, this is this failure at pi. It's just beautiful. So you had multiple times we failed. This is nice. I mean, we just had all types of opportunities, start setting up short. And then, like I said, now we're finally starting to crack what we call the TMS. So we'll see if this is the start of something bigger, which would be a risk off move. We see the yen continue to strengthen like that. We can see it as we look at yen futures. It's basically just the opposite. But again, we kind of rounded out. Here's pi, held it exactly in futures several times. Now we're starting to turn the corner again. So I want to be pretty active and play the yen with a long bias and continue to buy dips. Gold looks great. I think there's a lot of people kind of late to the party that are chasing. Perfectly fine with us. We sold the Russell 2 time frames, playing a core short on the Russell. There's several reasons. We're late cycle, small cap companies do pretty poorly. But man, we had a pretty good squeeze this morning. We sold into it, broke on the open and added to it, and then covered shorts into 1670 and then 1660. I'm still a little bit day trade short the Russell. It's like it's breaking down. I'm not playing a core position yet on the NASDAQ either way, but day trade I'm actually short. Whether or not I take this into this evening tomorrow would actually be a core short for me. First time on the NASDAQ in a while. But day trade, what we did, still trying to, a little bit off sides right now. Let's see if I can work out of it into the close. But against our short on the Russell, we came in and played this trend long. So the first pullback here made a little bit, bought the rest of the pullback late morning, and then it kind of broke its lows. So this was a little bit of a tricky spot. I went short just in case we continue to collapse because I was also long S&Ps, which is part of my core position. So I didn't really want to be long in NASDAQ and S&Ps with it breaking our near-term edges. So I decided to stay long S&Ps for this rally. I'm still long S&Ps, and then I faded this move, and the NASDAQ covered, and then I just started reshorting again. Then I'm a little bit out of the money on. I think my average is right about here. So I'm going to stay short the Russell, sell that on rallies. I may add to my S&P long a little bit if we get to here, see if we can cover some NASDAQ. I'm going to try to stick with the short at these levels, though. I don't think I'll touch on the VIX. I don't see a whole lot of edge there. That's more of how we're going to play our options. Gold, I already touched on. Didn't do anything in oil. I'm missing some. Oh, the Nikkei. I like being short Nikkei. So 2 trades we had. Gold miners we signaled in the fourth quarter. This was one of our best ideas. It was our best call. We were getting long down in here. Again, you held pie. We basically doubled. Some of our call options are up 250%. And then the other big trade we had was or high conviction. I don't really like high conviction term, but I think there was good edges, and this is a really good opportunity to be short the Nikkei, which we got to take some profits this morning and then actually reshort. Our profits, actually, I think we took that at the end of the year, Tuesday. So we were taking reshort this morning, and then I booked some more this morning. But I like this core short. It was first to short Japan from a core perspective in equities than I have been the Russell or, like I said, I hadn't shorted the NASDAQ on a core perspective yet. So I still like this trade, which again is kind of like the opposite or the same trade as being long the yen. They're both bearish bets on what's going on in Japan from an economic perspective, but just mostly our edges in the cycle and the directional trend long term. So a good day for you. A couple of you sent me what I did. I mean, this was a great start to the year. I think we're up $9,000 this morning. Zoom in doesn't work anymore. Good start there. Let's see, this is the prop room. Better if I can zoom in. So this is one of my guys. This is the type of consistency that we work on every day. Long pound futures, $325. This must have been euro. I'm not sure which way he played that. 340. One loss on oil out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 trades. So he went 8 for 9. I didn't do this well in the S&Ps, but $1,000 there. Nikkei, nice job. Following the right edges on the Nikkei, and then NASDAQ even worked out. This is better than me today. Day trade. Just good stuff, guys, all around. So this is what we work on every day in the prop program. And then this is our OptionsEdge. What I wanted to point out, this is our new service. And I'm going to update the sales pages on all this. But this is what I wanted to do with the options program is. So before I've had a course where I teach the basics to options. Then I teach the different spreads. There's so many different things you can put together. You can complicate it from butterflies and strangles, but I just try to take what's applicable towards our directional model and then give you guys an overlay on options and how to utilize them to make money from our edges in our cycles. So it's kind of like, okay, now I get the trend, now I get the cycle, I got my timing down. How do I make even more money instead of just buying the ETF or buying shares? Okay, you start to learn to work these spreads. Another great example of that is like this trade on Tesla. I reshorted and we signaled to restart a core short. It sucks that this doesn't pop up in the window. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. And you can see here, this is the one side of my put ratio spread, and I took that off today. So there's like $7,000 in profit on that. Take that off. And then I won't add, again, another layer of put spreads until a new high, just to improve my average. And then, again, there's going to be a lot of people chasing a new high. If we get above, I think it's 435. Then I want to set our second round of shorting core shorts. So this is a little bit of a bounce. Take the short leg off, which naturally puts me more short. Now I'm just long the 395 puts. If we push higher from here, then I'll even get even more short and add another put spread. But this is the type of stuff we're going to do on the options team. So not only do you get the courses, which, you know, is $3,500 just to learn it on your own. Now you're going to get all that plus all my other training. And then I'll just show you guys a visual. But this, this is what's possible, guys, on the options side. 255% since our call in, I think, late November on the gold miners. First time we went long and said we were bullish on the gold miners, right on the low. First time in a couple of years. I missed the first part of the rally, didn't chase it, and then we went back in, like I said, a couple of months ago, and we've been booking profits. But this is a call ratio back spread that I teach. It's my favorite strategy when you want to take directional positions for a lot of reasons, but nobody really ever teaches on it. You won't hear about it like at CNBC or anything like that. But the goal is you get the directional model. I teach you the option spreads, the basics, and then we get even more complicated, how to work the positions. But see, that's the nice part about this membership service is you get all that, but you're going to be in a room, dedicated team chat, so you can go alongside me. Here's the UVXY. Our volatility strategy is another just huge money maker for us. Our win rate was 91% last year on trading short side of UVXY, and then we come in and trade the long side of VIX futures or actually buy calls on the overall index. And so this is what you get, our analysis, real-time alerts. We have a watch list. There's going to be a portfolio on the members area. You can keep track of what we like long and short. There's ongoing education, not to mention the courses you're going to get. There's $5 to $7 grand in courses alone as part of this one-time fee. And then there's our private chat. But this is what some of my guys are doing. I mean, 2,300 in a week, 1,800 last 24 hours. This guy's, I'm not sure what that time frame was, trading Amazon, 2,800. I know this person's account was basically a double when bonds were ripping. We were long calls there, 10 grand, 8 grand. This is one of my traders, trades a lot of futures with me now. He's had one of his biggest months, 8,500. So I'll teach you guys just this vol strategy alone is worth the membership. There's more examples of plays on Tesla, UVXY. Again, so it's all the old training, all right? Plus you're going to get 12 months to the Cycle Edge membership. That's $588 value. You get the Forex course, which is kind of a bridge to if you haven't traded Forex. I threw that in there. Pi Cycle Trading Secrets course. Again, the entire directional model, the options full course. Actually, there's an intro to options too that's included in that. So it's well over $6 grand of value. And then to start the year for kind of what I'm calling the founding members price, it's $3 grand, which is 50% off discount. And I'm only going to do that for the first 20 people because any cheaper than this, and it's actually self-defeating because I mean I paid $3,500 to learn options before I took the Series 7 at Schwab, and I was trading options for 2 years, and I was some CDs sponsored by Business Week. It taught you covered calls and like the basics, what those hockey stick looking charts. I mean, it's been worth hundreds of thousands of dollars over and over. But you got to be willing to invest in yourself. So that course basically put me on the options team at Schwab, and then opened up all kinds of doors. So we're putting together profitable trades. Easily will pay for the membership pretty quick if you just commit and kind of dig in and get involved and put in the effort. You'll get out of it this many times over, guys. So the first people that sign up the first part of this week, I'll take another 1,000 off. So huge discounts there. I'm excited about it. This link should be live. I'll put it in this YouTube video. I'll send out some more emails the rest of the week. And then I'll include it on the homepage, so it should be easy to find. If you guys have questions, just hit me on the chat. If you already took my options course, or some of you have been around, or you've invested in the prop program, I'll get you guys on this OptionsEdge membership. It's going to be about $2,000 a year. So I know some of you have already invested in the options course. You want to be a part of that group. You want the real-time alerts. So having this kind of a daily room with all the new features I'm adding, and like the software that I've invested in, the programs I've invested to track like some of these earnings plays, the scanners and stuff like that. Just send me a message, you guys, and I'll get you on this option service for the year for cheap. Those of you that already bought the options program again, or it did some of the coaching products, or even if you're on the prop program, I know it's a lot to invest in day trading prop futures, but then you want to learn the options too, so I'll work with you. That said, I'll hit some of you up on the chat. We'll see if we can get this NASDAQ maybe to come off into the close. The closes have been pretty important, so the first trading day of the year, let's see how we finish. All right, guys, hope that helps. Looks forward to having some conversations with you guys about joining this team, and just jump on it if you want to do this for the first part of the week, because those 20 spots will go pretty quick. All right, talk soon.